Can it get any more strange? You know, I went to go visit a hospital where there are all these old folk who should have been allowed to die. But because they're really rich and their families want to milk all their cash, they keep them alive. And I've been going there and visiting people because the care is top notch. The place is clean and nice, and everyone's very professional. But they don't interact with the people. And all the people, all they want to do is go home and die, but they're kept alive. And there was this one guy, really rich, really powerful. Um, he worked out, had a really good diet. He looked like he was 35 at 70. And he dropped a weight on his foot at the gym while he was weight training. And, it broke the nail. He could wiggle his toe. Um, he kind of just ignored it. And then it started to hurt. And he went to his doctor. He said, "Oh, it's okay. It's fine." And, every month or so he'd go back until it turned gangrene. And so they had to cut the toe off. And then they had to cut the foot off. And they had to cut the leg off. And they had to cut the other leg off. And he ended up in bed. And then they cut one of his hands off. And he has been in the hospital for 5 years. And he can't get out of bed because he hasn't moved his body. And so he's floating on air. And every time he moves against something, his skin slops off. And since Christmas, I've been going there with this church group. And then I started just to go more regularly to visit the people because no one talks to these people. And so I would go, and just listen to them because no one listens to them, and pray with them, and try to make them. I'd wear funny hats and try and cheer them up. And today I went, and John woke me up with Italian Christmas, and he gave me a bag of presents. And I went there, and the manager stopped me at the door and said, "You can't come here anymore." I said, "Why? What have I done wrong?" He said, "Well, you're talking to everyone, and it's upsetting them." And I said, "Well, I really don't say anything." And she goes, "Well, that's the problem. You just listen, and then they start asking the nurses and the orderlies to listen to them because you do." And I said, "Well, I just want to give some presents." She said, "Oh, you can't do that. The rules say only the family can give presents." So the one person who's been going there in the last few weeks, who's been listening and bringing some kind of human contact with these folks, I've been told not to show up. And to stop, one, she said that wearing the funny hats was not professional. I said, "Well, I'm not a professional, just here to visit, And I'm at a fancy restaurant with all these people, and they're mostly ministers. This is Sunday, and this is the Sunday crowd. And back in the day when I had cash, I'd, come here, and they'd see me with books and ask me what I was, and I was normally not, as homelessly dressed. I've known all these people in this room for a good 10 years, and they were always very cordial. But I came here today, and I haven't been here in a while, and I say, "Hey, how you doing?" I know their names, and it was really amazing. It's like I wasn't talking. They walked right by. And I've given them a lot of my writings that teach, take Jesus's teachings and then put them into context to today. And it seems none of these folks really want that, you know. Um, I'm not quite sure what the general population, technology, all about the illusion, so sad. Yep, Sarah, exactly, Sarah. And, the the world of the unseen hand is, vastly lifting the veil, and AI, there you are, girl, Are you ready to be the SS officer? Because they just didn't take. The first place the Nazis invaded was Germany. The Weimar Republic was the most democratic country in Europe. Top of the yawning, buddy. You were amazingly fun on John's live chat. I really I went back. He wouldn't read it out loud. He wouldn't let me know what anyone was saying, so I couldn't really reply. But it was great, buddy. You need to. There must be a comedy club in your little town. You should really. I mean, you're the best. You really are. Anyway, and the guy who just walked by, he's been working here for 20 years, right? And this used to be it. When I first showed up here, this was a place where you'd go pick up girls and hang out, and the guy who owned it is just a really great guy who knew if he gave you great service, great food, he'd make money. I know it got bought up by Indians, and then now the Chinese own it. Now the Chinese guy is running it. He likes being a chef, so he actually turns out a pretty good meal. But all the fun stuff that used to be here, not so much, right? Yeah, but he, he didn't respond. You know, you were really great. I mean, you kept dropping jokes that he just didn't pick up. Because it was just really, I loved it. Really amazing. So I need some help, gang. So I keep telling you, oh, you should go up on my video line and look at all the things that people send me so you can see it. Well, someone said to me, hey, we can't see that. How do I make that public? I've gone on and tried to figure out, and I can't figure out how to make my video stream public. Now, and the other thing I don't know is how to, everyone who contacts me on my Gmail, how can I send one message to everybody at one time instead of having to hit each of you individually? I mean, this is how in the weeds I am. I don't have a clue. Anyway, I want to talk tonight. Again, it'll be a continuation of the series of the old crone, right? Because she pretty much, this, like back in 1971 when I was there, she hit on all of the questions that we're dealing with now because she saw it all happen. She saw it in the 1870, 80, 90s. She saw it in World War One, World War Two. Group email. Me neither. I have no clue. Buddy, you and I are both, again, dinosaurs when it comes to that. But, once we get this into a more, together group, where we can work together. I mean, we can work together in the digital platform, but makes it a little tougher. I'm more of a to look you in the eye and say, let's go do this. Come on, gang, let's go. You know. Boo, 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 boo. So is the guy from YouTube with the sunglasses, is he actually, as a lot of people say, he's the Antichrist? I can't see him being an Antichrist. Yeah, that's the other problem. I misplaced my pin. I wrote it down in some of but I have so many notebooks. And I'm a homeless guy. I'm spread out all over I know, buddy, we would be unstoppable. We would be, Sarah, you, the rest of the cadre, we would be an unstoppable force. And I keep telling the sock puppet, unseen hand, powers that shouldn't be, guys, you need to, fund us so we can go off and do our thing. Hey, Mr. Al, friends, just got in. Hope everyone is well. Yes, we are. I'm in a place of These are the old kind of ministers, old powerful, churchy folk, right? And it's sad. It is sad. So anyway, tonight, 7 p.m. I'm going to tell the story of AI through the point of view of the old crone. Okay. Okay. Well, it's 10 minutes and 37 seconds. I'm going to go on to the library. Yeah, so give it a thought. Spread the word. Let's get a few more people on the chat. Guys, go get yourself, I have my own little composition books. I write things down. Composition. I try to compose composition. Book number 1. Yeah. And they sell these at the Dollar Tree for $1. So I had a really good meal. That was, everything: omelets, shrimp, chicken parmesan. Really pretty, not bad. For hotel food, this place not that bad. Hey there. So enjoy the day wherever you are. I will go back tonight at 7 p.m. and we'll see what we can do. Yeah, Desmond Tutu. That's me. I love when the bishop put the tutu on. He just looks so cute in that little pinky thing and those little point shoes. Yep, with his white jacket and a tutu. Just Desmond. I had a friend, Desmond, whose dad he took care of a Weimaraner and also the little Weimaraner's dog scene. Yeah, that's what's left of my breakfast right there. Holy moly. Well, look at this breakfast. What do you notice about this breakfast? I'll give you 2 seconds. Everything is so white. And what do you see about, the other way. Everybody here is so white. Yep, looks southern. Yep. The folks behind me, they got, it's white and yellow. Yep. Yeah, it's pretty. And I ate only the things of color. I am an African American that's melanin challenged. Field tested, yep. D. Okay, buddy. See you, Mr. Research. Marshall, you just showed up. Just been on for about 13 minutes. I'll stay on for a few more minutes. I was just telling the message of my morning, getting woken by John as Italian Santa, and given a reprieve of staying another night. I spent my last $20 bill on this breakfast just because I wanted to have something that I didn't cook that was relatively okay, and I like the people who work here. I'm going over to the library and think about what I'm going to say tonight, because there's a spot in the library that's really nice. It's like they designed it for me. It's a circle of chairs so people can come and talk to me. Has good Wi-Fi. Barely has phone signal, so I can make a phone call or receive one. It's warm. The sun hits me. I'm like a cat on the ledge. And it's just not that far from the school. And this morning, when I woke up, it was blue sky. And look at those chemtrails. There's the frequency. You can see the frequency. You can see HARP breaking up it in a frequency, I mean, it's right in front of our faces, you know. And NASA has renamed all of these chemtrail clouds now, so people it'll go into textbooks, along with cumulus nimbus, there'll be these radio frequency clouds, mind control clouds, And I'm glad I'm pushing 70. If I was a young man, all those fun things I did, all the stuff I did in all those years, that's one way of putting it. I know there are other more, words you shouldn't use in mixed company. Orgone power. It's beyond orgone power. Orgone power was kind of a balancing act. This is like hitting you in the head with a 2x4. John ex-Army. Okay, what you been up to? What you been up to, AI? Sophia, you need really to come in on this conversation. We're very, very loving. We're very accepting. Lampshade off. Yep. Took the lampshade off. Yep. I like that lampshade. It is kind of fun. It was Christmas in Italy, so I had to wear the lampshade. So. Yep, the AI singularity. But it's already here, gang. It's been here since the 70s. I mean, that's what, the English guy touring, the old crone knew touring. She went to Oxford, She knew. She was a little bit like everything. She was a scientist, she was an artist, she was everything. Yeah, but as my second wife used to say, and this is a paraphrase, saying you're sorry is not good enough. Good start. Get better. Step up. Be who you should be. So just because we don't like it doesn't mean we can't change it. And, the powers that be want us to, be violent about this. Nope. They want us to stick our heads in the sand. Nope. They want us to just poison ourselves with, living in the bathtub of chocolate mousse. Well, I did that, right? And I didn't die. So I'm the poster boy of, hey, don't do that. It's not good because, yes, I didn't die. Yes, I lost 270 pounds, but I still are not very comfortable, and which is, pain is good because it keeps you awake to what you got to do. So, when John woke me up with Happy Christmas, I was in the middle of my meditation to get out of bed. And, he just kept on, if you work out, you'll be much better. Well, not really, because, there's bones missing in my legs, and I don't think exercise can help that. Well, the kind of exercise I do, like moving around all the time, enables my muscles to move me around all the time, right? But it's kind of painful. The doctors wanted to give me morphine and OxyContin. I said, no. What are you going to do with the pain? I said, I'm going to meditate. And that's what I should have been for the last 20 years. So what was that? There is no such thing as evil, just the absence of grace. Thank you. Back to Eden, right? That's exactly because the evil, we make the evil. It's not like, it's not like it's on the periodic table, we do it. We manufacture it. We are the ones doing it, not, we can't go shoot a bear. Oh, that's evil. No, sorry. And usually, if the war was between the evil people, that would be okay. They would, we'd have less evil people. But the evil people start wars that normally kill women and children and old folks, who really hadn't done anything. There's such a thing as an evil fart. Buddy, you are so right. I have smelt them because I have dealt them, you know. Really eat something. When I was living in the bathtub of chocolate mousse, it was like satanic. You'd be in the mousse and it would kind of slowly ease out of your butt and kind of ease around. You could feel it kind of, the viscosity of the mousse was such that the fart would have to like roll off your skin and then slowly come to the surface and then bloop. And it was an evil fart. That was an evil fart. Buddy, because you and I were cut from the same evil fart cloth. I'm sure we had the same kind of grandma. You know? Sounds more like a shark. Doo doo, doo doo, doo 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 doo. Not too many people left. The old churchy people left without saying a word to me. Ooh, boo, boo. I mean, they used to come and kiss the ring. Not anymore. They used to call me rabbi because they were all like Protestant and Baptist and Methodist ministers, and they're in their $100 suits. You know, so much for that. Well, here we are, 22 minutes and 3 seconds. So at 22:22, that's a good synchronistic moment. You guys have a great day. I'll see you tonight at 7. Think about, do what I do. I kind of go into state, think, let a thing pop into my head, and that's what I write down. 21, 22. I love you guys. Catch you later. Yes. Have a good day.